didn't you tell me that beforehand?
I did tell you I was searching for the button.
No, you didn't.
Jolly
My camera was on.
Button.
Find that camera button.
Yeah, I turned it off ASAP.
Well, I got to tell you, I had ulterior motives. I had to actually get a screen capture of your grill so that I could back up my own conspiracy theories.
I still can't believe you think I'm Dave Cullen.
I'm telling you, dude, there's a moment in that video today where he looks exactly like you.
All right. I'll be back in a little bit, guys. He just sent
Have
me the
fun.
link. Yeah.
Way to chase him away.
Get out of here. There we go. So while he goes and hangs out with, the bigger fish.
Exactly. Not live.
We'll sit here and we'll let you start going all Alex Jonesy on the conspiracy theories that we got going in today's news.
Well, all right. So I don't know if this starts off as a conspiracy theory, right? But I think they're hitting it so hard because they're wrong, and it's lefty, so of course they're wrong. But they're hitting the separating of families like really hard. So at first they tried. What did they try first to hit the?
To cover the IG report.
Yeah, to cover the IG report, they tried.
The state attorney of New York, state attorney general of New York, or Southern New York, or however it goes, sued the Trump Foundation for misappropriation of funds.
Yeah, and then they nailed them with the Clinton administration.
Yeah, everybody immediately went, but the Clintons are in your jurisdiction too, and they shut the hell right up and have dropped that as a talking point. And that's why they went to the stuff that's been happening with migrant children since the Obama administration.
Well, it's only started with the Obama administration because we didn't have lone children hitting the border under the Bush administration. Like almost like it was orchestrated. But that's not my conspiracy theory. So my it's not really a conspiracy theory, but Alex Jones had talked about since well before Jade Helm, which happened in actually Jade Helm started like 3 years and 3 days ago because it started June 15th. But a year or two before that, he was talking about these Walmarts that would close down to become FEMA camps to house these itinerants and for any sort of dissidencies or whatever, because they do have, like, if you go to Monster or Indeed or whatever your choice of hiring company is, they're literally hiring for these prison guards that are for detainments that no one seems to understand what the real point of them are. But it's a military contract. You join the military for that specific MOS. That's really weird.
Well, let's look at Walmarts. I mean, why would you select a Walmart? I've got some ideas. I mean, number one, if you're setting up a FEMA camp, you've got built-in pre-programmed shipping routes coming out of wherever Walmart is in Arkansas. I can never remember the town. That's all funky. That's all
like Letterkenny.
They know how to get equipment and supplies to these areas really fast.
Yeah, they're off a highway.
They're usually off a highway, and every Walmart is covered wall to wall with camera security.
Those aren't bad reasons.
So I mean, if you're gonna make something into a FEMA camp, I mean, all you basically have to do is throw a chain link fence around the parking lot and you're done.
But they called Alex Jones crazy for it, and it's not the first thing that seems just so far off the wall that has turned out to be true over the course of his crazy ass career. The chimeras, the water chemicals in the water that are turning the frogs gay. The Trump presidency.
Yeah, he's got a knack for finding oddball things that, much like Trump, in great exaggerated terms and bloviating about it, he speaks something that ends up having such a hard nugget of truth at the center that it's hard to ignore. But the details are all fuzzy around those edges, and he really likes to play up the fuzzy bits rather than the pit of the peach, as it were.
Yeah, I want to know what the interdimensional sex demon / hybrid cyborg uploading your consciousness into cyberspace craziness is he comes out with next.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if you cross Alex Jones with Art Bell and George Norrie, there's always a lot of weird stuff going out there that is hard to completely dismiss and has kernels of truth, but the wackadoos talking about it don't seem to ever coalesce that into truth that you can bring forth to the general populace.
Oh, R.I.P. Art Bell.
I liked Art. Art was good stuff.
He was. Coast to Coast was great.
Coast to Coast is still pretty good. George Norrie does a decent job. He's just not Art Bell.
I get mine from the Paranormies now.
There's another guy who's kind of, I can't think of his name, but he sometimes they'll play that show in the afternoon here instead of the afternoon guy, and it's somewhere in between. Hang on, let me get my phone because I subscribed to it on Spotify. Let me see if I can find it. You want to fill the dead air, please? What else you got?
Oh, I'm going to mute up while your phone keeps hanging up on you when you can't get back to the stream. I kind of owe you one.
Yeah, you kind of do. But on the other hand, that got you a lot of views.
That was a soup sandwich that people kept tuning into. I don't know what the deal was with it. I mean, not that I get a lot of views, but having that many views for the cluster that it was, I don't even know.
Oh,
it's like, hey, you want to watch somebody fail a lot? Let me send you this link.
Yeah, I was terrible. So the other one I'm talking about is Ground Zero Media. I don't know who the host is.
Ground Zero. Okay, I'll look into it. You said it's on Spotify. I mean, maybe I'll.
Well, I've got it on Spotify, but it's actually a syndicated radio show. Clyde Lewis talks about predators, so it must be run by Clyde Lewis. I don't know who. Anyway, not somebody I know off the top of my head, but every once in a while I'll catch one of these shows, and it's pretty good.
What about Predators?
Not Predator. Predators Unknown. Cryptozoology. So this is right up everybody's alley, actually.
Okay,
Cryptozoology, creepy regard to predators unknown and other creatures that are inexplicably attacking humans and pets. So it's the same show we did a couple of months ago.
Yeah, that makes sense. You know, that, what's that guy's name? No, I can't think of him right now. He does Missing 411. George? That's George? Yeah, I don't remember his name. But those books, man, you can't put those down, and they're thick as shit.
You have to look into those. The other one I listened to.
Don't get it on Amazon. Go to his own site to get it because they're like $75 on Amazon, and he sells them for like $22.
Or I go to the library and get them, for like free, and then return them when I'm done.
There's a strong possibility you can get them there. I don't remember his name, but he's a former cop, and he got fired for pretending to he was an autograph hound, and he pretended they were for like policemen's balls and stuff. I'm like, it's hilarious. What a waste of your power. But he collected those. It's a funny story if he ever tells it, and he tells it because it's one of his bigger shames that he admits to. Because everyone calls him out on it. Yeah, so we have had 12,000 kids put through these situation where they're separated from the person they came across the border with. In 10,000 cases, 5 out of 6 cases, they are not separated from a parent. They, in a overwhelming number of cases, don't even know the people. That is literally a form of human trafficking.
Well, it is. And the cartels know how to game the system on the border because they're operating across the border, let's see, 100% of the time. So they know how to game the system, and they know how to game the ports of entry and the border patrol and all of this stuff. And it was well known that if you go with a kid, that kid is basically get out of jail free card. Not only that, but you can make the kids mule if you want them to, because they're subject to less scrutiny than the adults are. Even though they're more likely to ditch their load or give it up. But either way, I mean, it's all calculated risks, and they run the risks. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if that stat is true, that it's that many that are not with a parental unit, but it wouldn't shock me that it's that high. I mean, it's
I got that from Nelson. It's not Nayland. What is it? Yeah, it's the secretary for the not secretary, that the blonde spokes chick from
the gal that was talking today.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know her name either. But I'll tell you what, the thing, and this is usually how the left likes to do these things and the press likes to do these things. They're conflating two separate issues. They're going to conflate people crossing the border with children and being separated from those children as a matter of course due to due process and law as it is written in code today, and that of asylum seekers, which is two completely separate things. Now, sometimes they overlap, and some people that are caught with kids are claiming asylum, but unless they do it at a port of entry, they're going to be treated like they're not asylum seekers, because asylum seekers who are on the up and up will do it at a port of entry because they don't get arrested. It's that simple.
You cannot claim asylum unless it's your government attacking you.
No, we had other stipulations, like if you were under, like if you're in danger from a cartel, we will give you asylum. That's one of the things that we're doing. They're not a government unit. We will give you asylum, and we'll move you way the hell away from whatever area of the border that cartel was on. And it's something we should do. There was also, they were also saying domestic abuse was also a reason.
How big of a dick do you have to be to your wife that she moves oceans away from you?
Well, there's a couple of things here. First of all, NPR was running a story over the weekend where they were interviewing a chick from it was south of Guatemala. I want to say maybe it was Honduras. Maybe she was from Honduras. But either way, there was 3 countries in between Honduras, or where she was coming from, and the U.S. And as far as I'm concerned, if you're seeking asylum, you go to the nearest country, which means we had at least Guatemala and Mexico to get through, if not a third country, to get through before she got here. And she didn't ask for asylum in any of those places. Why do they have to come here to seek asylum? If Mexicans want to seek asylum, that makes some sense. Anybody south of that, well, it does. I mean, if they
don't speak English. Guatemala speaks English.
Guatemala, everything south of us speaks Spanish or Portuguese, dude. Everything.
Oh yeah, Portuguese.
Yeah, down in Brazil, and like, and there's one that speaks French. French Guiana, I think, speaks French. But everything south of us doesn't speak English. The only North American English-speaking countries are Canada and the U.S.
Yeah, dude, technically, it's not our language.
Well, okay, but I mean, it's the predominant language.
Yeah.
But like I said, if you're
from Africa,
if the rule is you go to the nearest country to seek asylum, Mexicans coming to the U.S. to seek asylum makes some sort of sense, unless you're in the south of Mexico, in which case you should go to Guatemala. So, I mean, if you want to get technical about it and break it down like that, that makes sense. But there is absolutely no reason anybody from South America or Central America should be coming to the U.S. to seek asylum. You got a dozen other choices before you hit us.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with that. Now, I can't imagine, like, the people are okay with the numbers. Like, since this policy took effect like 2 months ago, 12,000 people have been caught out of however many have attempted. That's an insane number.
Well, I think this is explained. I'm trying to think of who all did videos on this. I know Razorfist did one. I think Styx did one, and sometimes they're hard to tell apart. Basically, when Trump took office, like all illegal crossing stopped because they were terrified that they were going to start enforcing the law and getting caught. And then they started testing the waters. And for the last year and a half, nothing's really changed on the border. We were kind of riding that, well, they stopped on their own sort of wave. And now they're back up to those pre-Trumpian numbers where they're starting to test the borders again and come across in mass again because they want to see what's going to happen.
It's insane to me that these people, Laura Bush wants to talk about how taking parents from kids, which is only 1 out of 6 cases, the other 5, you're taking strangers away from strangers, is immoral. I'm like, you live on a ranch.
But before you get there, she killed somebody while driving drunk. Leave it at that. She's gotten 0 moral high ground.
I did not know of that one.
Yeah, she's got 0 moral high ground, and I like the Bushes on principle, but. Yeah, stop flapping your gums, Laura. You got no room to talk. You actually killed a human being.
It's like you and Caitlyn Jenner, get out of here. Yeah, bet their butts. Yeah, like you live on a farm. Well, not a farm, a ranch, a working ranch. When a cow has a baby, you separate them from the herd. Because there's a thing called, what are they called? They're big and they're not something you welcome in a china shop. Yeah, those things. Bulls.
Trump.
Trumps. Yeah. Well, I mean, not any of the fancy antique china shops down in Chinatown. Oh, I want to talk about Big Trouble in Little China after this. But you separate those things. Because they're fragile. They can't take care of themselves. And you even separate them from their mothers because you do want the mother's milk still. So, you don't let the kid just have at it whenever he wants, Like, oh, sure, drink $9 of that. I don't need it. I'm only feeding you both for your entire lives. So it's like, it infuriates me. Then Michelle Obama quote tweeted that. And I'm like, how upset can I get if the most annoying thing that has happened to me today is that Michelle Obama positively quote tweeted, it wasn't even a bad thing, Laura Bush. I'm like, this is so stupid that I'm even upset about this.
Well, and okay, so John McCain made a tweet, at least John McCain's Twitter handlers made a tweet today about the same thing. When Johnny should have been, as a border state senator, should have been leading the charge to actually push immigration reform through, which is yet to happen. Although Ted Cruz did put through an emergency order today, which is going to be interesting to see how that gets played out. Good on Ted for capitalizing on an opportunity. But yeah, if you need any more evidence that the globalists are a multi-party cabal, then, the Bushes and the Obamas and the Clintons and everybody playing nicey nice with each other, and McCain and Flake and all these other people.
Oh, I mean, come on, man. 2012, we had the push for Obamacare at the same time. We have the only Republican who has ever implemented statewide health care running against each other.
Well, Obamacare came before Romney was running.
Yeah, but it was even if they because we make up big gains at the after the president's elected, the between the midterm, in that 2-year period, we make gains. And then we usually don't get the presidency, but we make huge gains at the halfway mark, the midterm. So they were worried about Obama because, that's why all those implementations didn't start until, December of 2012.
Right. No, if you're running for a second term, you don't blow your wad until you're a lame duck, and you're immediately a lame duck as soon as you're elected to your second term.
Yeah. So that's why, it was supposed to hit in August, and that was the Republicans pushing for that. And they agreed to it. And then in like June, they pushed it back to December so they could get through November.
So do you remember the yearly government shutdown crisis we had under Obama?
We didn't have a bill his entire presidency. We never had a budget.
Right. How does that work?
It's the same way that you can be the president of the Harvard Law Review and never review a law or never have one of your reviews printed. That's how that works.
Yeah, you want to talk about, when people complain that the press is acting like an aristocracy. Well, they're acting like an aristocracy because they are a fucking aristocracy. And it's been 16, maybe even 24 years since they've been challenged.
The last time Obama failed, it was a congressional run. He ran for Congress in 2006 and failed. And somehow he thought that he would, or 2002 maybe. 2002 or 2004. Yeah. Well, he ran for Senate in 2006 and got it when he couldn't get a district in 2000. I want to say 4.
It might have been. It might have. Well, it would have been. Well, no,
it had to be either 2 or 4.
It was 2, I think. It had to be 2 because and let's face it, if you're in Illinois and you have a D next to your name, that party's going to put you into power almost everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
So my guess is, did he lose an outright election against a Republican in the district for Congress, or did he lose the primary? He lost a primary to another D.
I didn't really follow that one, or because if I did, I'd know it. But yeah, in 2006, he won against another Democrat for Senate. And then 2 years later, he won the presidency.
Well, he was the magic black man. That's really all it boils down to.
He was magic. He got accepted into everything. Harvard Law Review never wrote a law review. He never reviewed a law.
Well, again, I mean, he is America's first diversity hire president. And the fact that everybody voted for, well, number one, coming off of Bush in the second term of Bush, McCain was not going to win. And I don't think McCain wanted to win, honestly. That's why
when he defended Obama, that was not fair either to her.
No, it wasn't. It destroyed her. I don't understand what McCain was hoping to gain by picking Sarah Palin. It made no goddamn sense, other than the fact she's nice to look at. And she's a woman. So you have a woman VP. You figure you're running against a black guy. You got to have some sort of, social justice cred. And so you pick a woman who's nice to look at, and hope to God that she's not, she's not.
Well, she was no Ferrero. That's for damn sure.
Ferrera. Geraldine Ferrera. Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't work for Mondale either. So, what's that tell you?
Hey, say what you want. Montana loves Mondale.
Yeah, maybe America is sexist. Maybe we just don't like women in high positions of power. I don't know. I think it's bullshit. I don't think anybody really would have a problem with it. For the right woman, we haven't found the right one. I mean, I'd vote for Condoleezza Rice in a heartbeat.
Oh, I can't stand her. That neocon can eat rice. No, I don't care for her.
Not Susan Rice. Well, not Susan Rice, because she's horrible, but Condoleezza Rice. No relation, I believe.
Maybe. Well,
Could be wrong.
What did she just get kicked out of? Was she on Netflix or something?
Or Susan?
Condoleezza.
I have no idea. I haven't heard anything about her in, I don't know, a good 8 years.
No. She just got kicked out of I think she was doing Duke or something. She was doing the commencements and got kicked. Disinvited, I guess. And she's on some board.
How do you disinvite Condoleezza Rice? Like
deplatform because she is a Republican with privilege.
Well, I mean, there's that, but I mean, you really got to be stretching your cred when you disenfranchise or deplatform a black woman.
Dude, they're attacking Kanye, telling him to get back on the plantation.
Well, that's true. But he's a black male.
Yeah, he's got that male privilege. Most likely candidate to go to prison.
They don't attack Oprah.
I can't wait for that. Oh, I'll have nothing but that scene from Roots where she's pissing in the field. Do you remember that?
No, it's been a long time since I watched Roots, and it's long, so I don't think I'll be watching it again.
Dude, I saw it a couple years ago, and this is like the one time I had TiVo. My wife was making popcorn or something, and she goes, pause it. I'm like, I can't pause it. She goes, do the 30-second rewind. And I realize I'm doing the 30-second rewind, and I'm just watching Oprah piss in a field. And she's like, it'll just be another 30 seconds. I'm like, I can't believe I'm doing this. And I watched it again. And it was like the whole thing. Like, it's at least 45 seconds long of her squatting in the middle of a field and just peeing while looking at it coming out the front. I don't even know what the deal was. But I'm like, you know what? Why couldn't this happen on any other scene? Like, I'd rather rewatch the end of The Passion of the Christ. With that 30-second replaying.
They play that like it's an inconvenience when that was literally the majority of the human experience for, I don't know, eons. I mean, we didn't really get indoor plumbing until the Romans, and even then that sucked, and then we didn't re-get it until the 1800s.
I like the Dark Ages the Dark Ages was a time when we went to Africa and destroyed all the artificial flooring. And that's what happened during that time.
Gotcha.
Anything that had a floor.
Rip that shit right out.
Exactly. Brought them back to it. Man, I don't know how these people can claim, like, hey, do you know anything about Africa? Because I think the majority of the people who talk about it don't. Like there's a reason it's called Sub-Saharan Africa.
Yeah, because it's below the Sahara.
Yeah, because there's nothing in the Sahara.
Not much.
And the Sahara makes up a pretty decent, like, there's a couple of oases. Oh, you want to help me out with that?
Oases.
Oases?
Well, thanks to the wonderful, invention of Google Maps or, Google Earth, you can just take a look for yourself and see how much nothing there is out there.
Yeah.
And there's a whole lot of nothing because it will kill you. Not because it's just barren and there's not much going on. It will literally kill you.
The heat permeates the ground so far. Like people in America don't understand. Like, you go down 6 feet if you can go down 6 feet in Michigan, it's a permanent 54 degrees. Like, even if you dig down 6 feet in ice, your body heat will turn that area into 56 degrees. It won't melt the snow around it because the ice is still frozen, but 56 degrees. The heat is on the sand will permeate like so far into the sand that you can't lay pipes that will keep the water in them traveling from any decent length of space. They'll steam and explode. It was tried in the early 1900s. They wanted to build an oasis, like it was like 110 miles or something in, and they couldn't even do that because the crew couldn't keep their I don't know, I guess they would have been like coolers or whatever, tanks that were just strictly for them from exploding. That's the level of heat you're dealing with on the top coming down from the sun and being exposed to the sand underneath.
Yeah, I believe it. I mean, I live in the desert myself, and you have to go about things a little bit differently than the rest of everywhere else just to get by.
To be fair, though, you're a pretty decent bit away from the equator.
That's true. That's true. It does get really hot here, though.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, it does. It's insane there.
But it's
what's your high this week?
For as hot as it gets here, it gets another 20 to 30 degrees hotter in the middle of the Sahara.
Yeah, like what's your hottest this week? Because I got 90 today.
Well, today it wasn't too bad. It was under 100 today, but because we just had rain over the weekend.
What are you, sick over there? What's happening?
It's going to be 108. Not tomorrow, but so Wednesday it'll be 108. And then I haven't looked at the forecast because anything over 105 is stupid. So I just deal with it.
It's stupid and wrong.
Yeah. So I don't sweat it. Well, I do sweat it, but I don't worry about it once it's over 105. And again, even over 105, anything over 110 is just wrong all around. It's absolutely miserable when it's that hot.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's June, like, so 115 to 117 is not unheard of. It's pretty common, but I mean, it's gotten up to 122, 123 a time or two.
Fuck that.
I agree with that.
I would shoot myself in my stupid head for living there.
Well, no, I mean, thanks to Mr. Carrier, we live in an air-conditioned wonderland where we live in concrete boxes that are nicely chilled.
Yeah. I would thank Mr. Train for that.
I was pretty sure it's Mr. Carrier that invented the AC.
No, mine is a Train, and I'm pretty sure it's an original one, so I'm a little worried.
Yeah. They do make good units. I don't know what my new one is. I have to go look.
I want him going to Mr. Whirlpool and just putting a love seat in a deep freezer.
Yeah. Well, I always liked my family's from Pittsburgh, so my grandma and my uncle, they never had central air in their houses because you don't need it back there because it's like hot for like a month. And then it's ridiculously cold the rest of the time. So they had window units that they would put in. They put in like 3 or 4 window units in various rooms in the house. And if you were too
huge bill for 1 month.
Yeah, well, I always like the window units because you can get those fuckers really cold.
Oh yeah, you can. You can get them for like $112.
Yeah. I should put one in my garage. I think of it.
Yeah, like just cut a hole in your garage, just freaking frame that in there. Like, well, you're never going in.
I've got vent holes on the opposite side of my garage. I'm thinking maybe if I widen the top one and drop a wall unit in there, that might help.
Yeah, that's what you want to do is put a wall unit up high instead of a window. You put it in an upper corner, and it'll fill the whole room with cold.
Right.
I've definitely like stood up in a room before and felt the warmth on my nose. Like, what the hell?
I remember as a kid in Kansas City, the elementary school I went to had the vents over the doors where you had that window that you could push open over a door. And the whole idea there was that it would push the hot air out of the room. They didn't work for shit, but that was like how people in the 40s got by, apparently.
Hot air rises. You know,
it does. Right, but unless the where it's going is actually higher than where you are, it doesn't really move the air.
Yeah. Just don't put like a floodplain like above the door. You want the flood drain under the door. Because water does not rise like that.
No.
We are off the topic.
I say we went on a hell of a tangent there.
Can I talk about Reynolds Wrap real quick?
It is the superior aluminum foil for keeping out the government out of your head. So if you need to keep the government out of your head, and let's face it, who doesn't, go with Reynolds Wrap, because that Walmart shit is just faking, and they can still get in.
You didn't read the comment section of all the articles that have been posted about the detention centers or the child development or redistribution centers?
We're packing them in like cordwood and shipping them off to foreign parts.
Yeah. Well, they're showing the cots, and they've got the Mylar blankets on them, and everyone in the comment section is talking about why these kids have to wear tinfoil.
Well, because that's
they
how
didn't
you
even
roast
have
them.
blankets. They're using tinfoil. I was like, holy shit, you dummies.
Yeah. Survival blankets are a thing. And if you don't know what they are, bless your heart and count your lucky stars that you never have to find out.
I own so many survival blankets. Actually, I've got this awesome one, and it's a Mylar and a tarp. It's really good, but you want to save something for like that for when you're camping with a fire. But that one was that was one of the more expensive tarps I've bought. Because the tarpauline's like $6 for 200 square feet or whatever. It's not expensive. Not 200 square feet, but like 8 by 8. So that's what, 140 or whatever. No, it's more than that. What the hell? Math is stupid.
Well, those things they get you coming and going. That stuff are really not that expensive, but they get what they can because they can.
Oh no, a reusable Mylar blanket, like an actual reusable one, worth its weight in gold. But yeah, any sort of like one you pull out of plastic, that's a one-use thing. Don't ever try folding that thing back up. It's like the old Ram McNally maps.
Well, hey, some of us, that's all we had. So we learned how to fold that shit back up.
How is this only partially Z-folded, then accordion, then in squares? Is this a code? Did Ben Franklin decide this fold?
Yeah, the Mylar blankets I'll give you are a whole nother order of magnitude hard to square back up, but because they come vacuum packed in origami folds to make them fit in those small little packages.
Mm-hmm. How do you fold in a circle? What is that?
Manage it.
So someone tried to tell me the other day that Jack Burton is not the star of
Big Trouble in
Little China. I'm like, he's not the hero, but he is the star.
Yeah, he's the protagonist you're supposed to identify with as you go in. The hero is the Chinese guy that I can't think of his name.
Not really. I mean, he does more, but everyone takes on somebody. I mean, Jack only kills Lao Pan or whatever his name is.
Lao Pan, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, I guess you could call Egg Foo Young the real hero, because he's the first guy who has a line.
That was a rewrite. It was supposed to start because I remember, there was like a whole thing about being a rewrite to, and after it was shot, he came back, but it took extra long because, you know, there was an Asian guy and it was 1986. So they were either filming Big Trouble in Little China or The Golden Child. And it had both those guys in The Golden Child, if you remember.
Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of those actors are recycled into everything because, you know, if you need Asian Americans or Oriental Americans, because fuck it, it's the Orient. Oriental
Jeez,
Americans.
Joe. Racist ass Joe Biden.
Racist ass motherfucker. But I mean, if you've got to differentiate because Asia's a really fucking big ass place. And
do you though? I mean, you can basically cover like 3 billion people with that brush.
That's what I'm saying. Indians are technically Asians, so.
Yeah, Indians are, well, it's the subcontinent of India, so technically they're on their own subcontinent. But yeah, I mean, are Indians and Pakistanis Asian?
According to the police from Metro UK, yes.
Okay, and we can all agree that there's a difference between Pakistanis and Indians and Chinese and Japanese and Koreans.
Yeah.
And Hungarians.
Well, I don't know. I think Hungarian's kind of a leap.
Yeah, well, that would still be, that's still Europe, but Russians are technically Asian, and I'll be damned if I've seen a Russian that looks Oriental or Pakistani.
I don't know. I could see some Mongolian Russians.
Yeah, but okay.
Like there is a little
still Mongolia, which is more Oriental than South Asian.
It's like the older the Russians get, the more they look Mongolian.
Boy, and Russian women do not age well.
Oh, my babushka, she looks half Japanese. She's so God, I don't know how you could just like
Russian women are
even like
they're super hot when they're in their 20s, and then they hit like 30, 35, and it's just over.
Yeah, like you could look at Giselle's mother. And she looks like any other mother who would hit their granddaughter with bread for not praying at the table. It's a thing. Like, how did you had 2 kids, stayed in great shape for another 10 years? How are your boobs at your navel? How did that happen? When did that happen?
Gravity works.
Yeah, but
your boobs now so heavy they're pulling your spine forward.
But it doesn't work on Orientals because they just look young for forever.
Yeah, menopause hurts them bad. My grandma still looks good. She's German and French. She still looks great.
Yeah, but Oriental women get menopause late.
That's true. They're like in 45 or something like that when it finally hits.
They're older than that. They're like in their mid to late 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
I mean,
late 50s, late 50s, late 60s, yeah.
Yeah.
I had an Asian neighbor who eventually turned into a monster. So
that one from Big Trouble in Little China, the one that they never explain.
The one with the 16 eyeballs, yeah.
Well, not that one. I was thinking the actual furry.
Oh, the one that went with them.
Yeah,
the one that. Yeah, I'm like, you know that's not a thing, right? Like there is no storage spot there. No one's ever put a storage spot there.
He was basically just clinging onto the frame rails at the back of the semi.
Yeah, it's like that's where the 5th wheel goes. There's like an axle that runs through there. You can't be there. Yeah, oh man, I freaking love that movie. But yeah, I'm still pissed that The Rock's going to be in it because Jack Burton is not the hero. He is the star.
Well, I mean, I like The Rock, and I think that The Rock could do just about anything he puts his mind to. But why does he have to remake that? And why did he agree to? Because that movie is awesome on its own and does not need a remake.
You know what would be sweet? The Rock redoing The Golden Child.
That would be a better movie. Absolutely, that would be a better movie.
Yeah, and you know what? It's only been 30 years, that hot Asian chick is probably still hot.
Which one?
The one? I don't. What's there more than one Asian chick?
From the Golden Child?
The one he revived.
Oh, I don't remember. It's been a long time since
She did all the backflips and then got stabbed, and the Golden Child brought her back to life with the last rays of the sun. I don't know. She was probably saved in like 6 different Chuck Norris movies in the 70s.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it again. It's been a long time since I've seen that one. It's really only got one funny line.
Oh, no, man. There were so many good parts in that movie. What's the funny line?
I want the knife. Please.
Oh, please.
Please. Yeah.
No, there's like the... There's this weird part where he literally, like, he's pretending to listen to, like, some weird ching-chong music. And he says, he literally says Eddie Murphy's a cool guy. I'm like, what the...
I call bullshit.
Eddie Murphy's a cool guy.
I call bullshit. Eddie Murphy is not a cool guy. He hasn't been cool since the mid-'80s.
First off, this was 86.
That's what we're talking about.
And somebody has never seen a vampire in Brooklyn, because that shit was tight.
That shit was tight. Was that TYTE?
Oh,
I don't know, but shit had a V in it for some reason.
That was a good movie.
What was I going to say? Oh, I did ask Matt if he wanted to join. He's not feeling that well still. So
I didn't expect him to, but I figured
he said he would. He said he would, but he's like, dude, I have taken like 3 hangout calls tonight, and I've taken like 3 2-hour naps in between them.
Yeah, apparently he is, and he looked like smashed ass last night. So I know he's not,
he did.
He's not faking the funk on being deathly ill.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
That's what I really like Matt's work ethic.
Yeah.
Because there's like so many girls that, I mean, mostly they're cam girls, so it really doesn't count. But they're like, they fight like for like a week to get like their rent paid. And then the other 3 weeks, they absolutely fuck off on everything. Like they're like, oh, if somebody could pay for my massage. And then they just go off and they get their massage and they're not seen for 2 more days.
You know, it would be nice if that sort of work availability was, viable for men. That would be nice.
No.
Good luck with that.
Well, there kind of is in a weird way, but it's like, it's for 14-year-old girls. So you don't want to like be any kind of part of that.
Right.
Like, and usually on like core demographic, it's like 12 and 13-year-olds. And he doesn't give a shit.
Who?
Onision. Onion?
Oh, well, yeah.
Well, he's a little creepy anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a whole lot creepy.
Yep.
But I don't see how you can make money off of 14-year-old girls. It's not like 14-year-old girls have a lot of money to give you.
Well, it's the ad revenue. Technically, it's free. You're just watching the advertisement. But they don't watch it once. They watch it like 16 times in a row. Each time still counts.
Yeah, I'm not that handsome to be able to pull that off anyway. And I'm also aged myself out of being a creepy ass fucker like that. So.
No, you haven't hit that point yet. Just give it about another decade.
Speaking of creepy fuckers, you guys see who's back?
Don't give him too much shit. I like Stan.
Stan's back?
Yeah,
Stan's back.
I did see that you messaged. Like, Stan's back. Hey. Please stop circulating the mugshot.
I would imagine that he's going to keep it low key and won't be around.
Why? What the hell?
I don't know what happened with him, and I don't know if he wants to share the details with me. I'd be more than happy to listen. But sometimes you just need a break, and I don't know why he felt he had to delete his Twitter. That doesn't make sense. But
to make sure the notifications don't go off or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I know you can turn them off, but
yeah, but his account went It ghosted, man. It was gone. It was not on Twitter to even look at.
Well, I think
Maybe
it can
he just didn't want to
deactivate.
come back to a flood of stuff.
Yeah, I don't know how that works because
Yeah.
I've never had to drop off the world, so I don't know. But he is back on the
That kills me.
same handle.
That kills me when Molly and Uncle Mikey send out something at the same time, and I have to deal with like all 74 of the responses. Like, you sons of bitches, I've been asleep all day. And then like an hour later, somebody will go through after I finished and like everything in the thread. I'm like, God dang it.
Yeah.
I'd switch to mentions only if I didn't want to see who likes my stuff.
Yeah. Between
Both of you.
and Molly, it's hard to get, those things just repeat ad nauseum.
I mean, I'm fine with one or the other in a given day. But on a day I get hit with both. There's a reason I stopped commenting on certain people's stuff. Blair White's is the worst. Like, no one even like.
I don't have to deal with that bullshit.
Yeah, that's true. You got the suspension. Like, you'd comment on them, but I would threaten her life, and I wouldn't get like any white knighting at all. Like, I'd get like the likes.
He can white knight for himself. What are you talking about?
Well, exactly. Like there would be like a string of comments, and like the comments are fine, but like 5 days later, when I get like the like just randomly, and I look back and I'm like, when did I post that I wanted to kill somebody for their beautiful feminine penis? Doesn't sound like something I'd say. Like, oh, Blair White, yeah, makes sense.
You know what? I probably got blocked because I misgendered her by saying him at some point.
No, that wouldn't do it.
Well, I can't think of what I would have done or what I could have possibly said that would piss Blair off.
I can't imagine what you would do either. It probably wasn't. It probably wasn't something you said to Blair. Might have been something you said to somebody else, and she blocked you for.
Maybe.
Because
well, I think at one point I just had a question. I put out a general question about, can we talk about Blair White's boyfriend and what he is or isn't, or something to that effect?
Yeah, he's gay. We know.
Yeah, well, yeah. I'm like, he's fucking you and your dude ass. Of course, he's gay. Like, you don't get a feminine penis and a feminine butthole. You get one or the other.
I don't want to think about it.
Too late. You already thought about it.
Okay, so if we're going to think about it, then does Blair White's boyfriend go down on Blair and blow him?
Nope, he's strictly DJ Khalid.
Or in this case, blow her. Blow her. Yeah, okay. Blow her feminine
Sean,
penis.
I need to send you a picture. You'll laugh.
Oh God, I hope it's not some dude flating another dude, because I don't need to see that.
Well, if it's inflating, I'll take a look. That is still to this day. It's one of my favorite scenes from Airplane.
Oh, where she goes down on.
Yeah,
When the co-pilot doesn't inflate, or the autopilot.
Yeah, auto. And just the head turns slightly, and a big grin on his face.
Oh man, some of that stuff. Can't do it anymore. I can't imagine them redoing Big Trouble in Little China. Unless it's straight up SJW, like, just like nonstop apologies and whatnot.
What do they have to apologize for? It's basically an entire movie about Chinese American culture. It's not appropriating anything. There's literally one white dude in it and one white girl, and that's it.
That's it, and they were outsiders.
Right.
The whole time.
It is probably the most politically correct, by 2018 terms, movie of the 80s.
Oh yeah, it's way better than It's way better than the Golden Child, anyway.
Yeah. Well, and did you see that Bering made a video about how grease is unacceptable today?
You sure it's Bering?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was Bering.
Seems more like sugar tits, Sally.
You think it would be, but it was actually Bering.
Oh, I did not see that, but I did that in high school, and it was like we kind of thought like this is kind of outdated, but not for like the same reasons.
Well, I mean, it's got, did she put up a fight? So there's rape. There's the guy looking up the girl's skirts in the bleachers. There's teen pregnancy. There's there's a burning effigy at the pep rally. There's a bunch of stuff. You got to watch it. It's pretty good. But speaking of sugar tits, she posted today that she was bucking for a role in Big Trouble in Little China remake.
Yeah. I saw that as well.
Wonder would she play Mel Yin?
She'd have to play Mel Ying, and she'd be a better choice than Nikoko.
Oh yeah.
Well, we're all really hoping for the roaming millennial Mao Ying.
Ugh. All right, I'm torn now.
Tits are roaming.
I think I think tits is very pretty, but I think you'd get confused. Like I was really confused in Harry Potter when that Asian chick had the Scottish accent. So like the Asian chick with the Aussie accent would also be really confusing.
Yeah, that's DM'd you something, Sean.
It's like that one Skittles commercial with the two Chinese or the two like Oriental guys, and they're Scottish.
Can we go back?
That
to
was a hilarious one.
You wish. I wish it too, but not the case. So,
I'd go with roaming.
You go with roaming. How about you, Josh?
I'd have to go with tits. I'm sorry.
You're gonna have a Australian who flew in from China.
You're gonna have a Canadian that flew in from China.
Well, technically, she's both Chinese and Canadian. She has dual citizenship. So roaming at least has the Chinese nationalist sort of thing going for her.
Yeah, but geographically,
100% Australian.
Geographically, tits is closer.
Well, I mean, if you think about it, like, does she have any lines before, like, the very end of the movie where she's like, "Thank you"?
No, she has no line.
Button.
Thank you, Mr. Button.
Yeah, she's literally there to be eye candy.
Yeah.
Well, she doesn't speak English. It's like the whole thing.
God knows somebody had to be, because Kim Basinger wasn't it.
You want to try again there, fuck nuts?
I knew I had a thing for Kim Basinger. I knew it.
Kim Cattrall.
Both Kims were exceedingly hot in the 80s.
Is it Kim Cattrall?
It's
Kim Cattrall, not Kim Basinger.
I don't know why I was thinking Basinger. I don't know why.
Because Basinger she was 9.5 weeks.
Yeah. No. She was in My Stepmom's an Alien and Batman. Let's go with those.
That's right.
Vicky Vale?
Bruce Wayne? More like Bruce Vane.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys want a blast from the past? Go look up Prince's video for Bat Dance. That's always a good one.
Look up John Carpenter's Big Trouble in Little China. Look up Ghostbusters by Huey Lewis in the News.
Yeah.
No, it was by not Louis Gossett Jr. It was who did fucking Ghostbusters?
No, Huey Lewis and the News did Back in Time for Back to the Future.
Yeah, they did Back in Time, Back to the Future.
Oh, son of a crap.
It's something junior for the Ghostbusters.
No, it's
Sammy Davis
also
Jr.?
in, Ghostbusters
No.
2. Who did that one?
Bobby Brown. Bobby
Was it?
Brown did Ghostbusters 2, yeah.
Yeah, it's Ray Parker Jr.
Ray Parker Jr., there you go. Which he did, in fact, lift the tune from Huey Lewis and the News, if I'm not mistaken. Because
actually,
Ghostbusters
you know,
is basically "I Want a New Drug" by Huey Lewis and the News.
The special effects company from Ghostbusters is the same special effects company from Big Trouble in Little China.
Okay, that would make sense.
But I mean, you think about it, 86. You know that time frame. That's not CGI.
No. That's green screen.
Well, it's all practical effects and overlays.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why you kind of got like the shitty going through a wall. But, dude, there was a guy
still
found
more believable than the CGI.
Yeah, there was oh man, like I never want to see Scooby-Doo again in my life. There was a guy busted with 137,000 images of child porn, and he might not be going to jail so that he can start a family.
Yeah, I saw that.
And I did the math on that. That is 87 minutes. No, 86. No. Damn it. I think it might still be on my calculator. It was 37 divided by 60 divided by 30. Yeah, so it's 116 minutes. That's longer than if you do 30 frames a second. That's a movie. You know, that's longer than A Nightmare Before Christmas, Borat, Toy Story, of nothing but child pornography.
Ironically, that's what the child porn centered around was Toy Story.
Where is this? Is this in the UK where he's not going to jail?
I assume. Who would let somebody like that breed?
Well, and I don't know if you guys watch Sargon or not, but this week in Stupid was remarkably good.
Oh yeah. I like the Sargon Goes to UKIP.
Yep.
Yeah.
Apparently he's doing a road trip.
Yeah.
Dankula went, and Paul Joseph Watson said he was, but who knows, because he's nothing but a troll.
Yeah, he was. And some Yeezy girl. So the Americans that showed up to do the thing with him, they got detained by the police and interviewed, and some of them missed their flights home to be, because they wanted to tell them, like, you only got 44 minutes to get to the airport. You need to tell us. And they thought, they're going to let me go because they're stupid. And they're like, 10 minutes to your plane leaves. And dude, put it down for a minute.
No.
It's loud.
I'm playing with the binary. It's fun.
Yeah, you're playing the binary in the microphone. So they ended up missing flights, and they had to reschedule flights. So that's the police cost you $1,000 when you did nothing wrong. Not 1,000, but whatever. How much is who's flown recently? How much is reseating?
I flew a couple of weeks ago, but I paid $75 to catch an earlier flight than I was planned on. So I don't know how much it is to catch one after you missed yours, though. But it was $75 for me to change my flight to an earlier flight. I can't imagine that would apply to international travel, however.
Yeah.
But at this point, why isn't everybody carrying around like a little tiny voice recorder? Like not your phone, because they're going to take your phone, but like a little pen-sized
They'll
voice
take pens
recorder.
too, bro.
Do they?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
got sharp pointy end on one end.
Yeah.
We've got to find some sort of little tiny voice recorder.
They take your belt buckle. They take your shoelaces. They take your necklaces. They take your rings. You need a shoe phone because they only take your laces.
A shoe phone. That might not be a bad idea to start embedding voice.
You could do an American flag pin. They might not take that, but they may.
Oh hell yeah, they'll take your flag pin.
I'm sure they will.
That's not going to pass a pat down.
Build it into your glasses, and maybe they'll let you keep your glasses.
Yeah.
Dog, the bounty hunter had glasses that had audio and visual.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they were the big ass bulky sunglasses that, if you wear them indoors, number one, you're a total douche. Number two, they're gonna take those.
Well, they have replaceable lenses too. They were shooting glasses technically.
Oh. Yeah, I guess you can get away with if you have a prescription for your eyeglasses, you can get away with putting it in the frames for that. But yeah, people
Google glasses
need to start doing more Lindsay shepherding around here and start.
Fuck yeah!
Start getting this shit recorded.
Like it would do any good over in the fucking UK.
It's not for the UK. You bring it back here and you put it up here where everybody can listen to it, and they can't take it down.
I mean, honestly, what good would it accomplish over in the UK? They're so fucked over there anyway, it doesn't even matter.
Well, pretty much. But I mean, the more you can get out, the more people wake up and realize what the hell is actually going on.
I mean, it's a little bit crazy, like especially with the white nationalist stuff and the UK. It's like, first off, the UK, Europeans don't like us in general. Like there are, like the right wing kind of likes us, but overall, they don't like you. They think you're tainted. They think you're dirty. Like you support these Polish. I support the Polish as Polish, not as white people, but as Poles. And if you told them, like the right leaning, the identitarians of Poland, they'd call you a mutt for being half Irish, or God forbid half Italian, like because that's not even white. But it just doesn't make sense to me. Like you want to tie your roots back to, like, oh, it's all about heritage and identity. Like, yeah, but you left there, so you don't have anything there anymore.
Yeah,
and they don't want you back anyway.
Identity politics at all is fucking retarded. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, unless you're fighting somebody on identity politics.
Well, again, my fighting anybody that's using identity politics is fucking retarded. Knock that shit off.
Yeah, see that when there's 10 black guys and you want to get 10 white guys on your side.
Well, unless I go to prison, I don't need to do that. So.
Fuck your laws, bro.
Fuck your laws, bro. Fuck 'em.
What did her name end up being?
Chubby Cabra.
Chubby Cabra, yeah.
I liked MAGA Cabra. Dude, a bunch of high schoolers, like 2 weeks ago, before the end of school, they went to a some sort of museum. I don't remember if it was the Holocaust or what, but they all wore like MAGA hats, and I've never seen a MAGA. What's the floppy hat? Like the people in the bush wear that goes like there's 100% brim around it, like a boonie cap.
What is
like? I've never seen one of those.
I thought it was just called them a fishing cap.
Yeah, but it basically was that, and I'm like, I've never seen one of those as a MAGA hat. But all right,
bucket
like all
hat,
the boys in
maybe?
the class wore it.
Are they called bucket hats?
I don't know. I just called them boonie, but they didn't have the. It was like the Gilligan hat.
Right. Yeah, bucket hats.
Yeah, bucket. Okay.
Well, and the left has a thing for stealing hats for some reason. There was video out of Portland where some leftist activist, Antifa activist, took the hat off of a obviously mentally ill right winger.
Oh, at the was it a prayer vigil and goodbye to Tiny, a Proud Boy?
Yeah, it was like, yeah, because he had to go back to
Samoa,
American
tip
Samoa.
that island back over.
Yeah. Which I don't understand. We're like, oh, I got to go back home to American Samoa. Dude, it's American. You just go. It's literally like going to another state. Yes, it's halfway
there's a long
across the
flight.
ocean. Yeah, it's halfway across the goddamn ocean, but still, it's still America.
You like one suitcase is nothing but spam.
Gotta feed the family, yo.
Yeah. Like it's hard since the Big Island blew up.
Oh, we never finished the vote. Raggle, what's your vote on Kim Cattrall, the Mao Ying replacement? Roaming or tits?
Well, there's two problems. I don't know what Sugar Tits looks like, and I've never seen Big Trouble in Little China.
Dude, what the hell is wrong with you on two fronts?
What are you doing with your life?
Okay, get off of this stream right now. Go to Netflix and watch Big Trouble in Little China.
Is it on Netflix?
I hope so. I don't know. I haven't looked on Netflix in a while.
Be right back.
Hold on, I can check it right here from my phone. Hold on.
I love.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It is literally the best movie ever made, dude, and you've got to watch it.
Ah,
So
Big Mouth popped up.
Well, shit, I mean,
All
I just
right.
watched, what was that other movie I watched the other day? Chinatown.
What a weird selection.
Chinatown's a good movie, and I liked its sequel to Two Jakes. I thought that was a pretty good one too.
So I type in Big
check that one out.
Trouble, and I get Tropic Thunder, The Hateful Eight, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, Lethal Weapon, Trading Places, Ghostbusters, Mortal Kombat, Hot Fuzz, Doctor Strange, Rogue One, Kill Bill Volume 1, and The Lost Boys.
And what did you search?
For Big Trouble. Oh, and Face Off, Full Metal Jacket, and Tremors, A Cold Day in Hell. What the heck?
So what you're saying is Netflix does not, in fact, have it.
No. They got
Okay,
Adventures in
You are fake
Babysitting.
news.
Go to Amazon and buy that.
Oh, yeah.
shit.
It's got to be like, it can't be more than $2.99, like, to own it.
Yeah. Buy that shit because that movie is the best movie ever.
I think I own it on DVD.
I own it on VHS. I own it on DVD. I think I might even have the Blu-ray somewhere. Plus, I've got it on Amazon, so I never have to actually get those things out.
Right.
Big Trouble in Little China is $2.99. Escape from New York is on Prime right now.
Oh shit! I need to watch that.
Escape from
Yeah.
New York.
Yeah,
Spaceball is on Prime right now.
Oh, I need to finish watching that.
Buckaroo Banzai is for purchase.
Buckaroo Banzai is also a quality movie that doesn't get the credit it's due.
The Golden Child, Krull.
Kroll.
Crawl.
Kroll. I haven't seen Kroll in ages.
Oh my god, that was such an awesome movie.
When Taekwondo Strikes. Okay, that's weird. Showdown in Little Tokyo, 1991.
I'm going to have to make an 80s weekend and get all my buddies together, and we're going to watch cheesy 80s movies, and I'm going to rent a Cyberball console and put it up in an NBA Jams console and put that in the house too.
Okay, well, these all sound like nostalgia movies. So what was like a really good high art 80s movie?
High art?
Yeah,
like I
on
said, the two Jakes is the sequel to Chinatown, and it's really good.
Nightmare and Dreamscapes.
No, I'm talking like on the level of would be Godfather. Chinatown's probably in there.
Scarface.
Scarface, that's true. Something really elevated.
Well, like Casino? Well, that's probably 90s.
That's
Aliens, the sequel to Alien, is one of the best 80s movies ever made.
Alien was
Yeah, but
better
it's
by
some
far.
of- was a horror movie, though. I'm not sure they were like.
No,
make it in there.
Alien was a horror movie. Aliens is an action movie.
Hence why it was better.
I don't know. The '80s had like this weird, like Johnny Be Good, Pretty in Pink, Mannequin. I mean,
Speaking
That's
of
what I
Kim
said. They have a lot of
Cattrall, that's
nostalgia
American.
movies, but
Meatballs, Mystic Frickin' Pizza.
Oh, fucking meatballs!
I don't know.
yes.
Dirty Dancing, Footloose, maybe.
Yeah, Footloose. You can
Footloose, yeah.
consider that. Officer and a Gentleman. There's one.
Mm-hmm.
That would be considered high art. Silkwood is another one.
Just One of the Guys. That's high art.
Soul Man. There's a high art flick for you.
Stand By Me.
yeah.
Stand by Me. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that one.
you should. It's really good.
Okay.
Good, yeah. It's got
Let me write these
Bill
down. Shit.
Wheaton in it.
What's that? What was the nerd from the Revenge of the Nerds? He was in that spy movie. Gotcha.
Is that the laser tag one or the paintball one?
Paintball.
I think that was filmed here at ASU, actually.
And we had like Top Secret, Jumpin' Jack Flash,
Top Secret.
Weird
was a-
Science.
What was the other one that? Real Genius.
Real Genius is good. License to Drive is good.
I think he was in Real Genius too.
I'm trying to think of another one. What was the one where it had Billy Zane, where he played a secret agent? He was a high schooler. What was that one?
What?
That
it
was
was
the
Billy Zane.
first Power Rangers movie, I believe.
No.
The Phantom, The Shadow.
The Phantom was 90s.
Early
was it?
90s.
Yeah.
Early 90s, yeah.
Shadow might have been late 80s. Set in the 40s.
Yeah, that's a good question. When was that made? Dick Tracy. Dick Tracy. There you go.
Oh, Dick Tracy was real good. That actually had an amazing cast.
Yeah, it really did.
Al Pacino, Madonna, Warren Beatty.
You know,
Actually had a really good book.
I have not seen that since it was in the theaters. I need to go back and watch that one again.
Okay, so to flip the script, I have a podcast that I listen to from time to time, and they rate movies. I'm trying to find a list of like really bad movies that are watchable. So far, what I've gotten is Super Mario Brothers, Wild Wild West, Battleship, Mortal Kombat, Batman and Robin, Daredevil.
The second Mortal Kombat.
The first one too.
Yeah, both of them.
And,
Both of them.
And Steel with Shaquille O'Neal. Any others I should throw on there?
Ghoulies.
Big Trouble in Little China.
The Evil Dead Part 2.
Ooh, The Shadow came out in 94.
I think they did that one already. Wait, Evil? No. What's the one I'm thinking of? The guy with the chainsaw on his arm.
Well,
Evil Dead.
He gets that at the very end of Evil Dead Part 2, but it's
Okay,
you
they
might
did.
be thinking of Army of Darkness, which is
Yeah,
the
Army of
sequel.
Darkness is good. And I was way off. It was Richard Grieco. If Looks Could Kill in 1991. That's what I was thinking of.
Richard.
I think his second one was the Dress to Kill.
Yeah.
Dude, if you would have mentioned that, I would have said it was Richard Grieco.
Speaking of which, Dom DeLuise's kid
Which
played
one?
opposite. Well, the one who played opposite of Johnny Depp in 21 Jump Street.
Peter.
Whatever happened to him?
He directed like almost 3/4 of Stargate.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay.
And he had his brother was in it. He did a bunch of Rescue Me.
Oh, before I forget, Garrick, all the Cannonball runs. Every single
The
Cannonball
first
run.
one's really good. The second one's not so much. That's just me.
Yeah. He did
Is that a good
Black
movie or a bad movie?
Yes.
It's got Burt Reynolds in it.
I think he directed like season.
Maximum Overdrive. There's one that
Oh, Emilio Estevez.
Yeah.
Yes,
Oh
that's a
man,
good
how
one.
the freaking gas pump came to life. That's so stupid. Yeah. Yeah.
Maximum Overdrive.
Well, I like the part where the ATMs, when the guy
Kill
was trying to
people
get
with
money out
money?
and said, "Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you."
Didn't it
Yeah.
shoot out like a brick of cash at somebody?
Yeah, it did. It did. I think so.
Like a whole
but
brick because it had weight to it.
yeah, that entire movie had an entire AC/DC soundtrack.
Yep.
Did it?
Yes. And
Yes, it did.
Oh, speaking of which, Malcolm Young, not Angus Young, but Malcolm Young, died over the weekend.
Oh,
Oh shit, that's true. Why'd you remind me?
Well, he brought up AC/DC, and I actually had the Maximum Overdrive album on cassette.
well, it's a good album.
Speaking of, Spinal Tap under 76 minutes.
Yeah,
I saw that.
That's funny you mentioned Spinal Tap, considering the fact you didn't know who the guitarist was that was on Crowder's stream on Thursday.
That was such a
yeah, because he
crazy
looked the
fucking
same
interview.
still.
Well, that's Henry Shearer. You should have recognized him as Henry Shearer, dude.
Yeah.
I couldn't make it through that episode. I got about 5 minutes into the interview. I was like, no, that's enough.
Well, yeah, the sound on that interview was shit. So
Well,
Not
he's
only
also
that,
in
the dude
England too, so.
The
No,
dude
he's
fucking
not.
They're
rambles.
claiming-
California.
Is he
They're
in
claiming
California?
Spinal Tap is 83 minutes.
Yeah, it's Henry Shearer, dude. He's American as apple pie.
Dude, you realize the whole entire point of that interview was to be completely as nonsensical as possible. Have you ever seen the movie Spinal Tap? This is Spinal Tap?
Yeah.
Dude, it sounds like you're
Not-
saying
not
Henry.
you.
It sounds like you're saying Henry Shearer.
Garrick.
It's Harry Shearer.
Wow.
Harry Shearer.
Yeah.
Garrick, have you ever seen This is Spinal Tap?
I've listened to Spinal Tap. I've never seen a movie or anything about it.
The movie is fantastic. It is a mockumentary. It is
Okay.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah, everything about them is a joke.
Yes, the whole entire thing is a fucking joke.
I think my favorite movie with him is Wayne's World 2.
Yeah.
When he plays the DJ and he just... Because his voice does not look right in his body.
No, it's way too deep.
Yeah. And you hear him like throughout the entire movie. Every time they get in a car or something, you're hearing his voice. And then finally they get to the studio and, you know, he's not paying any sort of attention, which I can completely understand. Like, you're busy doing other things. You're just like, uh-huh.
I just remember Del Preston from the freaking when they were talking about Wayne Fest, and he's like, and over on center stage right and center stage left, we're gonna have some Browning 50 caliber machine guns. Now, boys, you got to ease up on these beauties. They'll get really hot if you fire too long. Just like, what?
Well,
That's not mental.
they did that because AC/DC was using live cannons during their show.
Yeah.
I was like, is that Ralph Brown?
Yes. I once witnessed a shopkeeper beat a man to death with his own shoe.
I remember when I saw him in Aliens 3, I'm like, is that the...
Now this is a good segue into my other theory, conspiracy theory. Pretty sure Josh is Dave Cullen.
Do I need to change this avatar too?
Oh, I thought we were going to go into the Star Knockers or whatever the hell that was called.
The Star Whackers?
I was going to say Star Bangers. Star Whackers was just as bad.
Yeah. God love Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
But he may be right, dude. I honestly cannot see any way, shape, or form that Anthony Bourdain offs himself. He had a shit life when he was young. He was addicted to heroin and was literally living on the streets of New York. And then he wrote a book, got famous, got cleaned up, and had the best job in the fucking world. And he's going to hang himself? Bullshit.
Well, he was only dating a supermodel. That's understandable.
Yeah.
She had a mean shirt in a tweet, and that explains everything.
Now,
I mean,
I won't take it so far as to say that the people that are claiming that, like Alex Jones, that he was going to dump on Hillary Clinton or anything like that, like he had some sort of interview or anything like that.
He did say a month earlier that the Clinton campaign was giving him some shit.
Now that I can agree with. I don't think he was about to dish on them per se, but I do believe that he was going.
They just have to be sure, hang him, and make sure he shot himself in the head twice.
Right, accidentally brutally cut his own head off while shaving.
Yeah.
Went to the gym as an obese 370-pound man in a suit and dropped weights on his neck.
Yeah.
In a suit coat.
Yeah.
Right before Trump's election.
I mean, I don't buy the suicide angle, but I can definitely buy the. If you go up against Clintons, they hold a grudge and they take you out.
Dude, I don't know. Like he heavily mocked David Carradine for autoerotic asphyxiation.
Yes, he did.
So he might have, because he did hang himself. Like, we just might not be getting the whole story. Because if you go to
I don't buy the fact that he's number one. I just don't buy that. Even if he was trying to get himself off, that he'd go the auto asphyxiation route.
If you are at a nice enough hotel in France, they will put your pants on for you. That's all I'm saying.
That's just fucking France, though.
they will put your pants on for you when you die.
Technically, another one has killed himself while walking off.
Again, why does he need to pull root and choke himself at the same time when he could literally bang any supermodel he wanted to?
He had a girlfriend. He was dating Harvey Weinstein raped.
That's true. He was, because he came out heavy against Harvey.
Well, Jews shouldn't come out against Jews. Maybe it was a loyal assassin.
I doubt it, but I'll tell you what.
Let's refresh teeth marks.
Let's look at who's making all the money today. The Travel Channel is playing his shit ad nauseum and making bank off of it.
Well, was the Travel Channel really hurting though?
Well, no, but now they're capitalizing on his untimely death and shit.
I remember when Elton Brown and Bourdain had beef. It was like the shittiest beef ever. Anthony Bourdain, like, shots fired over talking shit about Elton Brown's cooking channel.
Yeah.
Apparently, he wasn't a fan of Good Eats, which I was. So
how are you not a fan of Good Eats? Good Eats is one of the best shows ever made.
Yeah, I didn't even give a shit that it was about cooking. I watched literally like 11 seasons.
Yeah,
and there's only 4.
It was basically Mr. Wizard meets Bill Nye the Science Guy and food.
Yeah. Like, some of it was pretentious, but it's nowhere near as pretentious as some cooking shows.
Well, and like, even Bourdain gets, masturbatory and verbose with some of his nonsense.
Of his nonsense. I don't give a shit about Anthony Bourdain's cooking blog or whatever the fuck he did.
His show was really good, and like I said, man, best goddamn job in the world. Here's an expense account. Why don't you travel the world and eat good food, and we'll film it. Okay. And all you got to do is wax poetically every now and then. Okay.
I would love to know how Good Eats had 15 seasons in like 7 years.
How many seasons did No Reservations have?
7 or 8.
Let me check.
It's got to be 7 or 8.
Yeah. I did enjoy No Reservations.
Yeah, it was a good show. But what kills me is that the modern TV doesn't have actual seasons where you do a show a week for like 24 or 32 weeks. So
15.
15 seasons of No Reservations?
Yeah. And apparently his last one was last year.
I thought he was doing something different, but okay.
No, it was...
he was working for CNN. He wasn't even working for Travel Channel anymore. He was doing
Travel Channel. No Reservations, season 15. 2017. He... Paths Left Traveled. Tony visits communities found only by GPS. Catch of the Day. Seafood Straight Off the Boat. August 25th, 2015 was the air date. I'm Shellfish. Man, he was such a good writer. Bizarre Foods. Tony digs into lamb intestines. And
wait a minute. He didn't do Bizarre Foods.
No.
That was Andrew Zimmerman.
Yeah, I was about to say, that's that little fat, balding guy.
No, this is Bizarre Foods. Was the season 6 episode. Was its title.
Oh, they're calling it Bizarre Foods.
Yeah. Mad for Mollusks. Tony's on the hunt for greatest bivalves in the world.
How many episodes per season does that show have?
Well, dude, all right, so episode 1 of season 15 aired August 11th, 2015. Episode 20, Tony Cooks, aired February 2nd, 2017.
Okay, so they must consider series, however Tony rolled, like whoever the producers cut them and roll them out.
Yeah, because that's a year and a half.
Yeah, they must be saying, okay, we're going to have a season of X amount of shows. You get paid for that, but we air them when we want to, as opposed to airing every week like a serial did.
Yeah, I mean, let's see, season 14, the year before. May 3rd, 2015 through 10 episodes that ended August 4th, 2015. So that one happened in just a few months, season 14. From May to August.
So that's what kills me. Modern TV doesn't have proper seasons, and seasons can be anywhere from like 6 shows to like 25. It's just... You can't go by that anymore. Like you said with Good Eats. Good Eats has like 15 seasons over the course of 10 years. Because Good Eats started in like 97 or 98.
Let's check. Good Eats started in... what the hell? 2005?
No, it was definitely in the 90s.
It's saying the air date was February 20th, 2006.
What? That's not right. I know for some of those things have the BB Productions company has a copyright date in the 90s for the first couple of seasons of that show. And I was with my psychotic hose beast ex-girlfriend when I started watching that show, and it was already 3 years old. So that was 2004.
So psychotic hose beast. So she liked the D, but she was just psycho.
Chick was nuttier than a squirrel turd, dude.
I like that. That's the one I use quite a bit to screw people.
Yep, and useful as hen shit on a pump handle.
Somehow, Good Eats season 6 is dated 2005. Good Eats season 5 is dated 2006. October 26th,
Are you
2000.
looking at IMDb or something?
I'm on Amazon Prime.
Oh, hang on a second. Let's look at Wikipedia here.
Oh, that helps.
Well, it's going to give us a more straightforward thing. Yeah. Okay. First episode date is July 7th of 1999.
Oh, funny how you found something different with your search.
You mean the correct search?
Possibly. Also, shut up.
So let's touch on this conspiracy theory that you think I'm Dave Cullen.
Well, dude, you guys are identical.
I am much chubbier and not as tall.
I'm going to clip the video so you're not aired out on the video when it goes to replay. But I had to capture a screenshot because I got to do a side by side and prove to you that you are in fact Dave Cullen.
I'm not saying that I don't look similar, but Dave is a lot skinnier than me. I'm a country boy. I'm a little bit. I'm a big guy.
You're fluffy.
I'm not fluffy, son. But you have to admit, you cracked up laughing when I changed to the Dave Cullen.
Oh my God, you caught me. I was actually typing, and I could not finish the sentence I was typing. I was laughing so goddamn hard.
I was like, you motherfucker. I got to do something. Got to do something.
Could not finish. I actually had to take a minute and put my head down on my desk and just laugh my ass off.
A different one. It was the one where he's all serious and not the one where he's all cheeky. Yeah, I was hoping to find that one, but I couldn't find that one. It was the only one I could find.
I want to know who he got to do those animations because I'd like to get something like that too. I guess I could just ask Face.
Yeah, just ask Face. You can do them up. Draw you an anime style. I mean, dude, he whipped my avatar out in like less than a day.
You were probably talking to him while he did it.
Probably. He's autistic like that.
Yeah, he's got more talent than he realizes.
Yeah.
He does some on his phone too. Some of them.
See, Garrick, he could even do one for you.
I did I had him. I was like, dude, I know you haven't watched it yet because it's early, but I need you to whip me up a blonde getting attacked by tentacle porn. Art thing. And he's like, what? I'm like, watch the show, you'll understand, and whip one out for me and send it to Blonde. And he's like, yeah, okay. And he gets the context of it, and he starts drawing it, and it looks really good. I don't know why she's wearing a wedding dress, because apparently he watches some weird shit. But and I was like, no, dude, that's exactly like the one I just did. You can't do that. And then like in 10 seconds on Memo, I drew a stick person, and I colored it like I highlighted the tentacles and sent it to him. Like, sorry, bro, you got to do a different one. I've been working on this one all day. He's like, oh yeah, I could see.
Yeah, I need to contract him to do something else too.
Oh, did you guys hear about Triple X Station?
Yeah, I heard about
Triple
it. Can't find a give a fuck anywhere about it, but whatever.
It's like, I don't remember what he did a couple months ago for me to know who he is, but he's dead now.
Who is?
Triple X Station. So, it's a black nog, man. I got nothing.
I have no idea who the fuck you're talking about.
The only thing I know is that he may or may not have been out of Miami, because that sounds sort of like a Cuban name. But
I think he punched his girlfriend who was pregnant or something.
like I said, I'm having a hard time giving a shit that this dude is dead. Didn't know who he was to begin with. Now I'm supposed to feel sad that he's dead. No, he probably got himself into a position where, because being a
autoerotic
jackass.
asphyxiation. Just saying.
Yeah. Well, it's like when the news of Anthony Bourdain came out, I was like, oh, well, that sucks. But then the news about Charles Krauthammer came out, and I was even more bummed. I was like, that one really hurts. I like Krauthammer.
Yeah.
This is the real deal right here.
I don't like him, but I respect the hell out of him. Like what he had to accomplish after car accident.
Yeah. I mean, the guy lived an amazing life.
Yeah. Sure as hell did better than Ted Kennedy.
Oh, you missed it. We were bagging upon Laura Bush about her Chappaquiddick moment.
Don't know about Laura Bush's Chappaquiddick moment. Please fill me in.
She killed somebody while driving drunk.
Ah! Oh, well. They all have skeletons in their closets. Just question is, how important is the skeleton?
I mean, how important is the person to bring the skeleton out, really?
Exactly.
Getting back to the Star Whackers and Randy Quaid.
You know, the first time I heard about it, it was Record Executive, and it was from Kayla Jones, I think's her name. And like just a few weeks later, that the lead singer of the hell's that? Linkin Park hung himself.
Yeah.
I was like, you might have more to this than I thought you did.
Yeah, well, and people were talking about that. He did have depression, so his was a little more like believable as far as killing himself, because he had been diagnosed and people around him knew about it. I don't think Anthony Bourdain, anybody around him, knew about anything along those lines with him at all. And same with David Carradine, except David Carradine went the way the NXS singer went, which is, you know, whacking it.
Turkey breast.
Just makes me think of Butcher Pete from Fallout.
Butcher Pete?
Song from Galaxy Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Butcher Pete, he's hacking it. He's whacking it.
Hacking and slacking and whacking.
Yeah.
Hacking and slacking and whacking. I hated that song because it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like I would like to listen. I would like to listen to the Diamond City Radio, but they play that song every third or fourth song, and I'm done.
Well, that's why Atom Bomb Baby is on there.
Can we all agree that at the end of Pride Month, we no longer post pictures of 10-year-old drag kings or queens? Can we do that? Can we make an agreement right now?
Sure.
So, okay,
It doesn't happen anymore.
Friday was Et al Feed, or whatever the fuck they call it, was the end of Ramadan. And Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May put out statements about how it was the end of Ramadan and whatever this fucking made up towel-headed holiday is. I'm wondering if we can do the same at the end of Pride Month and have it be a day that ends Pride Month so that we can all agree that it's fucking done and over until next year.
When the hell did we agree with a month?
Yeah.
When did that happen? I didn't get in on that vote.
I want to know how the fuck what I tweeted to you guys earlier, how that is a thing. I just want to know. I just want to know why it's a thing.
Wait, what the hell did I miss? Oh, the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The which thing?
They're HIV positive.
Oh God, yeah, that thing. Screw that guy. That guy needs.
No, don't. That's what they want.
Yeah. I was about to say. It's kind of what they want. God dang, dude.
Yeah, burn it from fire. Dust off, nuke the site from orbit because it's the only way to be goddamn sure.
Dude, it made me want to do fucking go 15th century Christian and go, God wills it, cleanse it, kill it.
Yeah, kill it with fire, dude.
Jesus. That is so fucking psychotic degenerate. It's not even...
Yeah,
I mean, it's just...
Your life.
You can't do this. We're on a live stream. You gotta freaking set the whole thing up now. Enjoy that.
No, I'm not setting that up. I'm not giving that guy any goddamn airtime.
Yeah. For those of you that are wondering, let's just say you look up the term. What is it? What did the Chad with AIDS call them? Bug chasers?
Pause daddies or something?
Pause daddies is another one, yeah. This guy was very fucked up. He was intentionally infecting people with HIV.
Which is no longer a crime in California.
And it had posts or tweets in it about his son.
Quote unquote.
Quote unquote. Being HIV positive, as well as his husband, quote unquote.
Yeah, it's disgusting, degenerate nonsense.
It is complete.
Is literally if there's anything in the world that's going to make me agree with the Muslims and them being right on any goddamn thing, it would be that.
You know, and I'm a live let live person, but that shit, I wanted to go straight up fucking
a chimney. Yes.
Yeah.
How it is? What now? How did that work out?
All of a sudden, Jay got hard.
Yeah.
I love Santa.
We ain't talking about Santa.
No, they're absolutely after our kids, and that is the goal, is to make it so socially acceptable that kids won't even question it. Because I had that beef the week before with the kid wearing the "Why is straight the default?" Because it's 96+% of the country.
And how much of it is the world population?
Yeah. I mean, you're talking about, what, 30 million people total?
Straight is the default because if it weren't, you wouldn't be here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
biology, motherfucker.
No, 30 million would be 1%.
Yeah! Science, bitch!
Would be 10%. So
yeah, we're derogatorily referred to as breeders for a reason. And their god saint, Captain Solo, George Takei,
the child monster,
was even smart enough to remind his gay friends that they need to be kind to straight people, because without them there wouldn't be any new gay people being made.
Yep.
There's it's determined between 320 and 350 million people in this country. Gay acceptance is at what, 55%, 57%?
Yeah, nobody cares if you're gay. Just don't throw it in everybody's face.
Yeah, nobody really wants to know what the fuck you do in your bedroom.
I never came out to anybody that I was straight.
Yeah.
Well, there's that.
Well, tried once, but she wasn't having it.
Yeah.
She kept prove it.
She kept blowing a whistle, screaming rape, rape, rape. I don't know what to do. That's what JayFry did.
How threatening could I be? My pants were at my ankles. She should have been able to outrun me.
I mean, she probably would have died of laughter had she actually taken a look.
No, it was warm. I was good.
Oh, okay.
It was summer.
There's an old Robin Williams joke that is now politically incorrect and could never be told.
The penguin?
Yeah, the penguin.
What about the penguin? I haven't heard this joke.
You can't do it over the. Yeah, you got to be in person.
Oh, well, there's also the one about where he's talking about his nipples. That one was really funny too. Have you heard that one?
Probably. It's been a while since I've gone through his material.
Yeah, he was talking about how hard his nipples were, and he's like, "They're like Nazis. They're in attention. They're like, hey!" It was funny.
You know what's surprisingly dirty is John Winters, not John Waters.
Jonathan Winters, the guy who played the baby on Mork and Mindy.
Yeah, Jonathan Winters was
he was hilarious.
Yeah, he was dirty though.
It's like, well, he was dirty in a different way, but yeah, he basically had this clean image on TV, and then if you went and saw him live, he was basically Bob Saget.
Well, Bob Saget was him, but yeah, basically. Oh man, people got so pissed at Saget. Like,
it was probably killing him slightly to do America's Funniest Home Videos.
No.
Dude, every time he saw the check, he was 100% happy.
Oh, I'm sure he was, but deep down inside, he was like, I could actually be doing real comedy right now.
No.
He was all about getting paid, dude. And he was, if you remember, in the late 80s, early 90s, he was literally everywhere.
Oh, I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
he had a plan to go back and tour, but he is not like, because you have off seasons where you aren't doing anything and you do go tour, and he had to deal with these people, who brought their kids to a Bob Saget show, and it starts with, I was shitting in this wall. It's like, should my kids be here for this? And the reason I was shitting in this wall is because the blowjob I got from the guy on the other side was not up to satisfaction, and I had to let it be known. It's like, cover your ears, little Tommy.
Earmuffs.
Mom wants to get a refund.
I thought this was going to be a good, wholesome show.
This is, Saget was at the time where, women were fighting to get Andrew Dice Clay off the air for his specials because they didn't like the B word.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, like laying the pipe or whatever, which he's not really that bad compared to like what women are doing today.
No.
And they succeeded. He ended up having to do Vegas and Atlantic City. And he succeeded because he was one of the more profitable comedians at the time.
You talking about Dice?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Dice had a stadium tour.
The year before, he got, feminist BTFO'd.
Well, and I went back and I rewatched Ford Fairlane, The Adventures of Ford Fairlane.
Yeah.
Great movie with the koala.
Yeah, it doesn't hold up, dude.
I know it doesn't.
Yeah,
it's a good movie, and I still enjoy it, but it doesn't. It's a product of its time, and it does not hold up whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm like, how much is that stereo system? Why is that funny? Why would you do that to yourself? It doesn't make sense. What was the other one he did that I liked?
He was in Pretty in Pink.
Was he?
Yep. He was the bouncer in Pretty in Pink.
He was in a show I watched called Racing Hope. He was in it for like 1 or 2 episodes, yeah. He played a judge for the...
Judge Forget About It?
For an invention contest or something. It was kind of funny. What was that one show? Hi, my name is Earl. Oh my god, I missed that show.
Or My Name is Earl.
Yes.
Brain Smasher, a love story.
All right. Is anybody watching? I don't think anybody's watching, so I'm just going to take this offline. Yeah. Stop the broadcast. Good night, everybody. Hopefully people actually watch this on the replay. Or not, whatever. Anybody want to plug anything? JayFry show is tomorrow. Same bat time, same bat channel.
Exactly.
I'd like to plug something. You can follow me on my YouTube channel at Computing Forever.
Do it.
Do it.
Do it. Let the English see it. Do it.
Yeah, you could do it. It'd be great. It'd be great.
You and your Lucky Charms.
Yeah. They're always after him.
Good night, everybody.